Against all odds, the Niners are 9-4 at the bye week. Sure, they have a relatively easy schedule. They also have a myriad of injuries that easily could have derailed the season before it even started, but they didn't. With that in mind, here are the Niners' grades for the first 13 games of the season. Quarterbacks: B. Brock Purdy had his first really good game of the season this past Sunday in Cleveland. He didn't force any passes, he didn't throw any picks, and he made some nice plays with his feet. To be fair, Purdy's had turf toe since week 1, and that injury finally doesn't seem to be a big issue anymore. Still, he threw 7 interceptions in his first 4 starts. I'd give him a C plus for now. We'll see how the rest of the season unfolds for him. I'd give Mac Jones an A minus. He played the best football of his career, kept the team alive while lots of stars were out, and steadily improved the more he played. His best start was his final start, in which he completed 33 of 39 passes against the Rams. If you average his grade with Purdy's, they get a B. Running backs: C. Christian McCaffrey is still a tough runner who can move the chains, but he's not explosive anymore. He's averaging just 3.6 yards per carry this season. The Niners' running game wouldn't be any worse without him. In fact, it might be better. To McCaffrey's credit, he leads the Niners in catches and receiving yards, but that says more about the Niners' terrible wide receiver core than it says about him. He's catching lots of checkdowns because the wide receivers aren't getting open downfield often enough. Wide receivers: D. Brandon Ayuk was supposed to be this team's number 1 wide receiver. He currently seems healthy, but refuses to play because the Niners voided the guarantees in his contract in July, because he skipped some team-mandated rehab assignments during the offseason, so they saved money, but lost an elite player. In his place, the Niners have Ricky Pearsall and Jawan Jennings, who both have battled injuries and inconsistency this season. And while Jennings has improved recently, Pearsall has been a complete non-factor since week 4. Too bad the Niners nuked their relationship with Ayuk. They could use him right now. Tight ends: A. George Kittle is the best player on the team, the best tight end in the NFL, and one of the best tight ends of all time. But he missed 5 games this season with a torn hamstring, so he gets an A and not an A+. Sorry, I'm a tough grader. While Kittle was out, Jake Tonjes caught 26 passes for 226 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's an underrated and underutilized weapon. He's much more dangerous than the fullback. Offensive lineman: B-. The running game hasn't been good this season, but that's largely been a function of the wide receivers not blocking well in the perimeter and the running backs not having any explosion. When the Niners run between the tackles, they've been more successful when they run outside. And in the passing game, the protection has been surprisingly good. This isn't an elite group, but it's not necessarily a bad one either. Defensive linemen: C+. Nick Bosa and Micah Williams, the 2 starting defensive ends, both are out for the season with torn ACLs, so that lowers the grade. Against good offenses with good quarterbacks, the Niners have had a tough time creating pressure, but their run defense is solid. Bryce Huff is a good pass rush specialist. Rookie Alfred Collins has improved since the beginning of the season, and midseason additions Cleveland Farrell and Keon White have exceeded expectations. This group isn't particularly good per se, but it's improving and overachieving. Linebackers: C-. With Fred Warner, this position would get an A. Without him, it can barely sniff out a screen pass. Tatum Bethune is an extremely physical and instinctual run defender, but he's injured too. D. Winters is okay, but not good enough to re-sign. And Curtis Robinson Jr. is a 3rd stringer who's forced into the starting lineup due to injury. It's time for the Niners to start playing rookie linebacker Nick Martin more. There's no one good ahead of him. Defensive backs: A-. This is the best position group on the defense. Jair Brown and Malik Mustafa have been a terrific safety duo since Mustafa returned from his torn ACL and Brown regained his starting job. Diamador Lenore and Ronaldo Green are an above-average cornerback duo, and Upton Stout might be the Niners' best rookie. When smart opposing offenses want to pick on someone in the Niners' defense, it's usually a linebacker, not a defensive back. Special teams: A. Sky Moore has established himself as the Niners' best returner since John Taylor and one of the best currently in the NFL. He keeps giving the Niners methodical, plotting offense, outstanding field position. In addition, the Niners have had 0 kicker issues since they finally waived Jake Moody. Coaches: A. Robert Saleh is an elite coordinator who has the Niners defense playing way better than it has any business playing. He completely remade the front 7 in 1 year. It's still a work in progress, and yet his defense has given up just 17 points total in the past 2 games. He almost certainly will get hired to be a head coach this offseason. Kyle Shanahan's offense isn't quite as good as it has been in the past. That's because he's missing Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel, plus Christian McCaffrey isn't what he used to be. And yet, the Niners are 9-4. All the Ayuk drama that's been going on behind the scenes doesn't seem to have affected the team. Shanahan gets credit for keeping the team together. In lots of ways, this has been his best season as a coach.